Hi, Stars fans. Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Melbourne Stars podcast. We are going to review last night's game against the Thunder. I'm joined by my co-host as always.
Hey guys, Jacob here from Melbourne Stars News. Yeah, another disappointing game from the Melbourne Stars, but we'll get into that review in a second. I'd also like to welcome on Josh, one of our new co-hosts, once again. And yeah, we're looking forward to the review today against the Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay, well, obviously we win the bat flip for once. Decide to bowl. I thought it was a good idea. Then Thunder just. I thought we had a good bowling period, and then Thunder sort of started to get away, and we reined them back in, and unfortunately it went to crap from there. So, what was the positive to take out of the loss?
Well, I think when we're focusing on the first innings of us bowling, I think overall it was pretty positive. The power play, we held David Warner and Cameron Bancroft to a reasonable kind of run rate, nothing too crazy. And then Usama Mir came into the attack and took two in a row, which was good. It broke their momentum and really slowed down their run rate. So that is when we got our advantage about that midway point through, about the eighth or ninth over, I believe. And yeah, it was really impressive. And then Sam Billings came on and had a bit of a slow start, but then after he made about 30 something odd runs, there was obviously the umpiring issue where Billings was actually run out, but a lack of appeal. Apparently, they did not go upstairs, which I think is a bit unfair for us, seeing as there's so many times where it's clearly out or it's clearly not out, and the umpires still review it even if no one's appealed. So, look, I don't know, but that could have definitely cost us the game, but we can't rely on that. But yeah, I think the positives from that kind of first session would be just our bowling overall. We took a lot of wickets. We had the Thunder 8 or 9 down by the 20 over mark, and we held them to a reasonable total at a ground with very short boundaries. They could have easily made 200 plus, but those middle overs breakthrough that we had were really positive.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I definitely think our bowling attack was, pretty strong last night. I think Bo Webster had a pretty decent game, taking 3 wickets. And yeah, but I think if we bowl like that every game, I think we should hopefully be all right as long as we bat good.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it. Like we're definitely the most inconsistent team. Like we either put up a really good batting performance one week and not a good bowling performance, or we flip it around. We bowl really well and don't bat. So I think we just need to find the cohesion between us batting well and bowling well. If we can do that and fielding well with the entire innings, I reckon will give us a good chance. But at the moment, if we don't break our inconsistency issues and realise it, then I don't know. It's going to be hard, very hard for us to make finals. What do you guys think?
Yeah, look, 0-5 is a very rough position. Obviously, dead last and a terrible net run rate. It's very hard to come back. I'm not focusing on finals right now. Obviously, that'd be very nice to be in the finals conversation. But right now, we just have to focus on winning a game. If we win a couple games, the season might feel a bit better and we might not be that embarrassing team. But I'm not even focused on finals anymore just because we need to get the basic things right first to start winning some games. Because there's a lot of games that we should have won by now. And I like how Heath said we kind of swap things around. One night we'll bat well and then we'll bowl bad and then we'll swap it around. It's like we need to just do both of those things together and we might produce a decent game. And I think at times last night we did bat well. I think at the start of the innings, if we're excluding Sam Harper, Ben Duckett and Marcus Stoinis did quite well. They hit a lot of boundaries earlier on in that power play after Harper went out for basically a duck or for a very low score. So that was a positive from the batting. Ben Duckett, obviously 67 runs, was incredible, leading us as close as he could to victory. Got a bit unlucky in the end, but tried his best. And then Hilton Cartwright was impressive as well. He stepped up when we needed him to. He kept that run rate high. And yeah, just kind of kept us in the flow of the game. After Maxi went out, I was pretty worried, but he was able to perform. He's such a reliable player in those situations, and it was really good. But then once those two guys went out, that was when shit kind of went bad. And yeah, John Merlo came in, which has been a lot of controversy about him recently. He made 3 runs, I believe. Um, that was pretty disappointing, and obviously he's not bowling, so I don't think he should be in the team. But yeah, I think the main reason was the batting depth tonight, last night, that we couldn't get over the line because we were short of one kind of all-rounder. Last night, usually we'd have kind of a Tom Curran coming in who can have a slog, obviously, and he could have helped get us over the line if we had have had, Ben Duckett and Tom Curran in and taken the power surge, we probably would have won that game. But I think that's another thing that we need to look at, the power surge. Do you guys think we left it too late, or do you think we should have taken it earlier in like that 16th over when Duckett was still in?
Yeah, I was saying last night, I think we took it way too late. I think we should have probably took about the 12 over mark. I think taking it about 15 or 16 over mark is way too late.
Yeah, no, I agree. What do you think, Heath?
No, we should have taken the surge when Duckett was in his groove. When he was making 67, that's when we should have taken the power surge. But we left it too late, and that cost us in the end. Honestly, we were not good, but there were some positives, and like we just have to, like you said, win games. I don't mind what it is. We just have to win. Like if we win first, then we build on the basics. But every good team does the basics well, and we just don't seem to do the basics well. We seem to overcomplicate things.
Yeah, no, that's correct. We just have to do the basic things right first, which we have done some of them right across the past 5 games. There have been some positives, but also a lot of negatives that need to be improved on to up our standards overall as a decent team. I want to get you guys' thoughts on the lineup we had last night. Obviously, missing our opening batter, Tom Rogers, and also another batter in Tom Curran. We switched up the order a bit. We added 2 bowlers, so we weakened our batting lineup a bit by adding both Brody Couch and Joel Paris into the team. How do you think those guys went? And do you think they were good additions?
Yeah, I think adding Joel Paris into the team helped our bowling lineup, as well as Brody Couch. I think probably not having Tom Rogers may have hurt us a little bit as we see it. But yeah.
No, I thought they were pretty. They were okay from a bowling point of view, but for batting, they're bowlers for a reason. They should have like dropped down the order. We could have really used Dan Lawrence. He would have helped us. He would have helped us a lot by getting us the win, I reckon.
Yeah, well, just a bit unfortunate, I suppose, with the whole Dan Lawrence situation. But if we can get him to come in, it'll be pretty good. But yeah, touching on that lineup that we were continuing on, obviously bringing in those bowlers weakened our batting, but strengthened our bowling. I think Joel Parrish was great, and he really proved his point of why he should be in the team. He's missed out on the past 4 games, and then he came in and opened the bowling. He was swinging the ball really nicely, and just not conceding too many runs, which is what we want. He was a consistent bowler. He's got good experience, and I think we should continue using him instead of players like Campbell Callaway and Doug Warren. I just don't think they're what we're looking for right now. And also Brody Couch slipped over yet again, so I think maybe he should change his run up a little bit. It's a bit risky, but he bowled well as well. And then obviously our top order changed. We moved a few players up. We saw Stoinis coming in at number 3 again, which I really liked. Harper obviously back up top. I think Stoinis coming in at that number 3 position is good because it's basically sometimes like he's opening again. Like if Harper's gone in the first over, then you kind of got Stoinis in from the start of the game, which gives him enough time to work his way into the innings, which we saw last night. his first kind of over at the crease was very slow. We were kind of 12 runs off 3 overs. But then he got going. He started hitting some really nice boundaries, and so did Ben Duckett. And they went well together, and they produced a decent run rate for a time there. And then, what are your guys' thoughts on Maxi? Obviously, Stoinis went out, and Glenn came in, hit one boundary, but then it seems like David Warner maybe got in his head a little bit. I know he was shouting out about reverse sweeps and stuff, and kind of put Maxi off, and Maxi kind of second guessed himself, and he played a shot that he usually wouldn't have played, and that led to him being caught out. So, what do you guys think about the whole Maxi situation?
Yeah, I think that was definitely rough seeing him go out for 6 runs. Definitely hurt us a lot. See, if he would have stayed in for a lot longer, we definitely could have had the chance to win that game.
What do you think, Keith?
Yeah, no, I reckon Warner definitely got into his head. He was talking so much smack. It wasn't funny. He was saying, "Oh, here's the big show. You should have played a reverse. You would usually play a reverse sweep and everything in the first ball." I'm like, "Oh my God, Warner, just stop!" Like, he definitely got into Maxi's head. Maxi second guessed himself, and he was just maybe a bit lost for words in his mind, because in his mind he thought, okay, he's gonna Warner's making me play a shot that I wouldn't normally play, and that led to him getting out. And I think it was just the mentality thing, because Maxwell is not the type of player for players to get in his head, but he just let Warner get in his head, which is unlike Maxi. But that's not a
Yeah.
dig on. I think that's just Warner putting off players to get in their head, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, that's what happens when David Warner goes out for 19 and he feels like he needs to do something to make his team get over the line. And bit of a bad way to do it. But, I mean, yeah, unlucky from Maxi. Apparently, the commentators reckon he would have typically played a reverse sweep on that shot but was hesitant to do it, which obviously led in him getting out. He put up 35 in the previous game against the Sixers at the SCG. So a few people saying that he's out of form. I don't think he's out of form. He's just come back from injury, and he's put up some decent totals early. He obviously didn't have a good game last night, but obviously still one of the greats of the game, and we're going to be choosing him no matter what. So I don't want to be here. I don't want fans hearing. I don't want to be hearing fans saying that he is washed or anything, because I think he's still a reliable player. But yeah, I guess that sums up the Game 5 review against the Sydney Thunder in Canberra. The Stars fall 0-5 with yet again another loss. Some positives to take out of the game from the first and second innings, but wasn't enough to get us over the line. Guys, do you have anything to say?
Not really. I guess we just move forward onto the heat, and hopefully we've got Dan Lawrence in. So yeah.
What about you, Heath?
Getting Dan Lawrence in will help us. Just like to thank the both of you for coming on and sharing your thoughts. We we want to be talking about a win, but 0-5, we unfortunately it's our own fault that we've put in the situation. I would like to also don't forget to follow the Instagram accounts, all our accounts. Don't forget to follow the podcast account, as it's reached 200 followers. So thank you for all the support. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel, as we're trying to reach 50 subscribers. So we're definitely should. It's good to get subscribers up, and it's good that fans are watching us and listening to our videos and commenting, which is what we want. And positive feedback is everything. And just need to make sure that with the fans hating on the Instagram page, we don't like harass them. They are obviously trying their best. They trying their best. Obviously, it's not working at the moment, but just have to be patient and not put down the team. Like, I don't like what I saw on the Melbourne Stars Instagram page was all negative comments. What are you guys' thoughts on that? As it was not good at all.
Yeah, look,
No,
the fans are frustrated, so it's understandable why it's there. But I guess we got to remain positive and keep pushing forward to the next game. There's always room for improvement, and just because this isn't our season, we got to stick with the team and be real supporters.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, definitely. And I sometimes just stop myself from reading comments just so I don't see any negative comments. But yeah, always go Stars. Stars are the best team in the Big Bash. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I guess this has been another fine episode of the Mighty Melbourne Stars podcast. Thank you guys for joining, and we move on to the Brisbane Heat on the 1st of Jan, and hopefully we can get our first win, which will be very interesting.
Thanks, guys. Go Stars.
Guys.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Go Stars.
What you doing?